Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. And today it's back to our PBEM challenge in WarPlan Pacific. Now, this is the December 21st, 1941 turn. Essentially, the Japanese went first on December 7th. We did our initial turn. We set things up. We sent the game back to the PBM server, and now it has returned to us, and we've got to see what our opponent is up to. I will not call him dastardly or villainous this time around. We want him to stick around. So we are going to be very nice to our opponent, except we're going to try to decimate his forces. I shouldn't say decimate. Somebody tried to correct me on that. When the Romans decimated, they killed 1 out of 10. We want to go 9 out of 10 of pixel men that we're killing. Let's keep that in mind. All right, the first thing that always pops up is this report. So you can also get that under reports if you want to go back and read it again. I already looked through it and looked around the map before we started just to get an idea what was going on, what's happening. And so I brought it back up here. Reports: Allies deliver resources to China via the Burma Road, +5 production, +2 oil. As long as we have the Burma Road, that will continue. We will not have the Burma Road after this next turn. So that was kind of a one-shot deal, all right? Japan invades the Dutch East Indies at 5641. Now, this is actually good news. They're invading there again. They did not all the way take it in turn one, and it doesn't appear they've taken it all the way in turn two, which means that we can fly that United States air unit out that we tried to get, or, we're getting out of the Philippines. That saves us like 400 production points getting that thing out. Now, in a game where they take the Dutch East Indies in the first two turns, you can't get that thing out and you're kind of screwed. That thing just melts away essentially. Against a Japanese player that takes the Philippines really quickly, and takes the Dutch East Indies quickly, you just can't get it out and it melts away. And that's a big, big loss because, like I said, I think for those units, I said 400. It costs like 325 production to build one of those. So it's a big deal. Um, the Dutch East Indies South Sumatra garrison was destroyed. Okay. The UK's Repulse battle cruiser squadron was sunk. Well, that was what was bottomed there at Singapore. No surprise there. Japan invades the UK, and you may be saying, "What? Invaded the UK? I mean, what? It's up in Surrey. No. It's this Burma is considered the UK. So they've jumped the river. They're near Rangoon. They also invaded someplace else. We'll have to go look at what this is considering UK. That may be Rabaul. I'm almost certain that's probably Rabaul. Japan invades the Dutch East Indies with another unit. Okay. Supply convoy attacked at 5643, destroying 40 stockpile by Axis naval forces. We'll have to go look at that. Now, the whole supply stockpile and the convoy, it's an abstracted system, and it takes a minute to kind of get your head around. Once you do, it's very easy to understand, I think. But I do understand the ramp up period there because I even kind of went back and forth on it the first like time and a half I played. Once you get it, and we'll continue talking about it in this game. Once you get it, I think you'll get it. You know what I mean? So, all right, we've got some units with no supply sources. They also attacked our merch marines in the South China Sea. Now, again, we're not even trying to push anything into South China Sea. That's just a game mechanic. They were not able to sink anything, though. Again, South China Sea. Again, South China Sea. Okay, they took out 2 merchant marines there. Those are probably British. I hope they are. Nothing against the British, but the U.S. have very few of those. So hopefully, that'll be a British loss. Forces, you can always go here and look at all of the forces. We try to catch up with the Japanese. I mean, they start with just a massive, massive advantage. You look at the US has 108 strength points for land units. Japanese have 1142. I mean, that's a huge difference. With naval, you say, well, that's a little closer, 152 to 65. But remember, most ships only have 3 or 4 strength points. So you're talking about 30 ships probably difference there. So anyway, casualties, you can go and look at the strength points that have been casualtied in the game. We bloodied the nose a little bit, 12 on the land, 14 in the air, 2 in the naval for the Japanese. Here we've got, India's taken 12 strength losses on ground. Okay, that's to be expected. Dutch East Indies, they will soon surrender. UK, US have taken a little bit, but not much. You can go and see all of your units, your headquarters, your sunk ships. You see it here. We've lost the Pennsylvania, the Repulse, and the West Virginia. Always keep in mind, this will not show submarines, which I kind of wish it did. But submarines, I guess, technically are not considered ships. All right. I mean, it's quite a distinction to make. I would like to see the submarines that have gone down here. I'll try to, ask Alvaro to add those in the next patch. We'll see. We'll see. Game notes, messages. No, we don't need it. Did he send us a message? No, opponent did not send us a message. Good. I didn't want him to trash talk and for this thing to get, heated up. All right, let's go to the combat log and we'll go to last turn and we'll see what happened. Partisan activity out in China. You can see right here on the Yellow River where the railroad crosses over. We are slowing down their supplies getting in here and hopefully causing some supply problems. Are we? Well, I don't know, but I hope we are. I hope we are. Partisan activity out here by Shanghai. All right. Carrier strike. They hit Devo. Now, I am more than happy if they're going to use, the Japanese are going to use their carrier forces to hit here at the Philippines because ultimately we're not holding the Philippines. So it's just it's taking them away from something else they could possibly be doing. They hit there again. Now, no, neither one did any damage. They could be kind of unentrenching them, though, if you want to think of it that way. Same here, carrier strike, carrier strike. No damage per se, but it could lower their entrenchment level. Then we had a land combat. They came in on us 3-1. This was the attacking unit. They hit us here at Manila. No dice, my friends. No dice. How about that? We're holding on. We're holding on. Now, they have us totally interdicted, so we're going to get no supply in here. This is a port supply. It's not a main supply, so they will starve out eventually. Land combat, retreats, okay, that's fine. I mean, we can't really, there's nowhere to retreat to, my friend. So next time they'll probably get taken out. They did invade down here at Balikpapan. They came in at Bandar Lampur again. Okay, they had to drop off more forces. Way to go, guys. You're holding in strong. Land combat destroyed. So they destroyed this little garrison unit. Now we're down to just the main unit that we have there. Land combat, they tried to hit this again. Again, it says we only retreated because we're holding them off this way. I guess this unit maybe retreated. Maybe that's what's going on. But anyway, we're holding them off for longer than you would suspect. Naval airstrike, they hit Singapore again. No big surprise there. They should take Singapore next turn. A ground strike out here, but our garrison's on the run. The garrison's on the make it over the Pahang River and get down to Singapore. They're not long for the world, unfortunately. Again, you can always see the damage up here. Didn't do it any damage, surprisingly. Land combat there, it did give us 1 damage, but we held. All right. Land combat again, 1 more damage. We retreated back yet again. Okay, but they're holding in strong. They're now invading down here, okay, in New Georgia, Guadalcanal, down in this area, San Cristobal. Now, I'm not sure why he would come across here. I think maybe there's an airfield there. Let's take the supply off. Okay, there's a port there. I would probably come here to San Cristobal. It's got an airfield at least. They have landed. This is an invasion in Ley. They're coming after Port Moresby and they're coming in hot. Okay, no shocker there. They have now, I'm not sure why. Okay, he invaded here. They're going to take over our 1 point of oil and then also, what is this? Iron ore. They're going to take some iron ore. Now you may say, what about iron ore? How? What do we do with that? It's just production. It's kind of a fancy way, but it's just production points. This is just oil points. Now you do have special resources on the map that can help you. We'll talk about them when we get up to, well, let's just go look at one in India. I think India has a special resource. This is it. It is rare metals. And what does that do? Well, if we go to India's build queue, so let's go to India. Well, why isn't that showing up? Oh, they gave it to the British. Ah, those damn colonials. All right. Well, the British have the rare metals. That's part of that too there. So they have two different special resources. That gives you a 1% bump on your production. So in this case, it's not even 1 point, right? I mean, it's not much. Okay. Where was I? Combat log. Right. Okay. So we're still going here. Ground strike. Where did that happen? That happened in China, but we held on strong. Now the Flying Tigers did take a loss in air to air. Then the other side took a loss in air to air, and the ground units nothing. Strategic bombing. They hit Changsha again, and that once again hit our production for a point. And they hit Changsha yet again. No damage this time. Ground strike. Okay, they hit us out up to the north. No damage on either side. And then it looks like they tried to hit the communist forces. No damage there. They are not going to get any joy attacking us up here. I'll tell you, these commies are tough, and we need their help. So let's call them communists, if we will. They're Trotskyites, potentially. Partisan activity. Okay, we're trying to hurt more rail. Supply interdiction. Now that's in on Tarakan, but it doesn't matter. We don't have anything there anymore. They did a convoy attack in the Indonesian lane. That's what that is. You can see it down to, no, this is South China Sea. You can see it down to the left. It will tell you what it is in that little bullet there. South China Sea. Okay, that's fine. They did it again. Again, no damage. Convoy attack. Now, this one was the one that was trying to come into Manila. Fine. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. It's not like we can cut off the supply trying to come into Manila. So it is what it is. All right. So that's the combat log. Deployment. Did we get anything? Well, the UK did not. The United States did not. Now, we will get two new carriers next turn. Soviet Union, no. China, no. Australia, no. Canada. Communist China, no. Dutch East Indies, no. India, not until March 1st. New Zealand got nothing, and the Philippines gets nothing. So no deployments this time. Not surprisingly, right? We got to ramp up. We got to see where we are. We're building things. We're trying to build things. Let's put it that way. All right, let's go look at our alerts now. We've got no supply source out here at Davao. There's absolutely nothing we can do about that. Unit has low supply in Singapore. Nothing we can do about that. So, again, in Singapore. This unit has no supply source. We can't do anything about it. Out here, I guess, what do we have, a garrison unit out here or something? Anyway, it's being interdicted. There's nothing that can happen here. And then it shows our partisan activity again. Okay, wow, we're really zipping through this one. We've looked at deploy, we've looked at the combat log. Reports, we'll go back to that last just to make sure all of our ships have moved. The war panel, there's not a whole lot to do here yet until we get some comment points, and we'll talk about that when it happens. Advancements, UK, all right, we're still going down the roads, and now you can see them clicking off here. Now you may say, wait a minute, carrier operations, we've only got 2 points in. Warships, we have 4. Why is that clicking down faster? Well, because it's only at 1941. Warships are at 42. When you try to go to 43, it costs more than it does trying to go from 41 to 42. All right. And so there's several things that go into this. Where is it starting from? How many points you're putting into it? All right. And then, eventually this will click up a little faster into 42. And then if we try to continue this into 43, it will go a little slower. All right, so that's kind of how all that works. The U.S. has no more research facilities to dole out. We've got them all set the way we want. You do get more of these as time goes on a little bit, but it looks like everybody's set up for their research. That's, it's all we can do. All we can do. I can't wait until China gets that assault up above, 39. That's not strong. You can see exactly what will be gained. This is 39. This is how many bonuses we're getting off the base unit. Nothing. This is the base unit, right? When we when we go to 1940, we'll get one more point of artillery. What does that mean? Well, the way this game works is you shoot with your artillery first, your guns second, and finally your firearms third. It kind of recreates that this is from a distance. This is a little closer, like let's say infantry and tank combat. You're shooting anti-tank guns, things like that. Whereas artillery are the big actual artillery guns. Firearms is like, you're in foxholes apart from each other. So, just think of this as distance, right? So artillery, and then now this is not um, an additional one. These numbers are cumulative, all right? So when we go to 1941, all we add is 1 point of firearms. When we go to 42, we add 1 point of guns. And now this is the bonus above the base 1939 unit. 43, again, so on and so forth. This never gets better on the guns, really. Which is kind of a defense against tanks or armor, but that's okay. We don't really have a lot of armor, and we're not going to have a lot of armor out on the map. I say we, the Japanese aren't. That's what's important, right? Um, okay. So now we've looked at advancements. That's fine. Convoys, all right. The UK did lose. Nope, it was the US that lost those merchant marines. That's why we're showing in red for merchant marines. We'll have to go fix that and mess around. You can also see we're still shipping into South China Sea and Indonesia. That's mainly because we still own the Philippines. We still hold the Philippines. And well, I think that's all because of the Philippines. This is South China Sea. Indonesia, that's how this line comes up here and around to get into the Philippines. But we're not going to protect those because ultimately the escorts won't do any good against surface vessels. They will only do good against submarines. They scatter if they say surface vessels, so it just doesn't matter. We've still got 10 and 10 in here. The UK is still good. It could send out 8 more oil, but we don't want to send out the UK's oil because it's precious to the United Kingdom. The US is going to have to dial back just a little bit, and we'll probably have to do it with, let's see, we're sending out to Australia and New Zealand. Let's dial back Australia to 30 and 3. And unfortunately, you can't just edit those. You have to create a new one. Oh, whoops. I guess I got to put it in first. You can hit the shift key and go up by the full amount, or you can hit the control key and go down. What did I say? 30 and 3, I think, right? 30 and whoops, 3. Now it says we're negative. Oh, current trade. Yes. Okay. So now we're down 2 merchant marines this time, but I think 30 and 3. Let's just make sure that's 33. I'm no mathematician, but I think so. That's 36. Do we have enough? Well, let's go to the build queue. That'll tell us how many merchant marines we have. Merchant marines, they have 40. 40, so they can do 37. Well, that's weird. Why did I do that? Okay. They could do up to 37 to India, right? Because we're only doing 3 to the Philippines. Okay, let's do it. Let's go. Gosh darn it, quit doing that. You can't create the trade until you've set up the trade. So this time, let's hit control and we'll go up to 35 and 3. Whoops. No, and 34 and 3. That's 37. Wow. Okay. I think we've got it this time. 34 and 3. Let's create that. And I now believe we've added 2 Merchant Marines, but that's okay. 2 came off. It doesn't matter. You just add these up. That's 37 plus 3 by agreement. That's 40. That's exactly how many Merch Marines the United States has. 40. All right. We did have 42 in use. It'll update when we click the turn. So that's convoys. There's really nothing else to do. China's not going to send anything out. The Soviet Union will not unless it actually gets in the war. So it's really UK and US, and we've got both of the lanes we care about completely covered. All right. We could go to the build queue. Now you can see UK reinforcements and upgrades 35. It did 33. It will go up, early on. It's going to use up anything that you say, yeah, go ahead, do some reinforcements and upgrades. It's going to use that, right? But we didn't use it all, so our stockpile got up to 65. It's growing a bit, all right? Our oil even got going here. We still have 19 oil because they have not taken the oil out of the Dutch East Indies yet. That's a big mistake for them, really. They've got to get that oil out. Now, if they're going to allow us to take this division out of here, I'm going to try it. I'm going to get around that. Let's move units. We'll go back to the build queue. And let's bring this guy down here to kind of protect about this. If he wants to jump this, feel free, my friend. But we're going to bring this down here to Irrawaddy and get out of here. We kind of have the iron fence here. We've got the Indians and Chinese working together. Who would have ever guessed? All right, so we're going to move back down here. And the reason is if he's going to give us a full division to get out of here, that's fine. He's got a choice to make now. Now, he can try to get up and over here. If he wants to get over here and block, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. I'm not even sure from a kind of zone of control perspective, if he can jump a river and get over here, we'll see, and maybe they'll block us off and we'll have to just, sacrifice this unit. But I'm bringing down a pretty strong unit to block right here. Now, they may hit that unit, but I don't think they can shatter it. It's a 10 of 10, and as long as we can retreat back, that should be fine. So let's just go around. Let's start. I like to start over in India. I don't know why. That's just how I like to play. We've got the Brits in at Bombay. Bombay, extremely important. Here, it's a main supply source. This is a good unit to have there. It would take a lot for them to come around to Bombay. We do have the unit in Madras. We're trying to rebuild it. It was a 3 of 10. Now it's a 4 of 10. We've got it on priority. Okay, that looks good. We need to keep bringing the headquarters over here. Now, the question is actually, let's get off that for a second. Let's get off that unit before we right click. How do we want to set all of this up? We've got this unit that's a 10 of 30. We're trying to put it on priority, but it sure isn't building fast enough for my liking. I'll tell you that. We moved this unit down here. Okay, this is a 10 of 10 unit, a very strong unit. Now, see, we could break this up, but these two are going to be very weak army or divisions, I should say. Well, they're kind of bigger than divisions. They're an army size, I think, right? Let's do this. Oh, I can't undo that. Well, we could always put them back together. Shoot, that's going to cost some points, but I did kind of want to see Alt, Chris. Come on. There we go. Plus. You see the plus? Right click. They're back together. Well, he isn't moving this time. That's okay. I don't think that's going to kill us. I was just kind of, trying to figure out exactly how many points that was going to cost us. This move, this unit is a 3 of 10. Let's actually take him. He's a 4 of 10 now. He's a little stronger. Let's put him up north of the river and have him start digging in. This is also jungle. Very defensible is jungle. All right. This unit, let's now, we can't move it, but let's turn it to active at least. All right. This unit, now see, I'm going to turtle up behind all of these rivers. All right. I'm going to take the best units I have and put them up front, and the weaker ones we're going to put back here. Let's put him behind that river. Let's put this guy in Dhaka, okay, and he can start kind of digging in there. This unit will come back. I actually think I may put the bigger guy in Dhaka, but we'll see. And we're going to take the headquarters and we're going to rail it up here to Calcutta. Now he's going to get in there and start digging in. That puts him in the center of all the action, and he's very good defensively. And so we'll do that. We're going to turn this unit active. All right, we got action out here. We got to get them active. We'll probably move these guys maybe back down here. We'll see. We'll see who we get out of here. I maybe even will still break this one up just to cover more territory. Uh, we've got time. We're dropping back now. Now you want these guys to start to dig in. That's very important. Now he has not sent much up here. So I think I'm going to keep that unit here for now. If they want to attack us, that's fine. If you look at it, why is it not showing up? Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh darn it. I get these yellows mixed up. This is a Chinese unit. If they're going to allow us to keep this area up here, we'll take it because now the Burma Road is broken. This is the Burma Road that goes around here to Kunming, Rangoon to Kunming. That's broken. But once that's broken, they will still fly supplies over the Himalayas from Ledo into Kunming. And so as long as we hold Ledo, we'll still have that hump, all right? Um Okay, this all looks good in India. We're in good shape there. Colombo, there's not really anything to do in Colombo. Let's zoom out and see if we see any Japanese subs out this way. We do not. I don't see any. So these guys are fine. And this guy we can always take back into Diego Garcia, and we'll just keep going back and forth into Diego Garcia. Diego Garcia is a level 4 port. It could take up to 4 naval units and get them resupplied in there. This one will just go back and forth to Colombo. But we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay, to there. He more than covers that. We could go further. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, why don't we go just a little further? All right. Now, oftentimes Japanese players are like to come down into this area. Let's see how far away that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, so close. Let's go ahead and move down there. And if it gets on this T junction, we could help out our escorts for that. Okay. And then, like I said, they can always go back into Diego Garcia for one operation point. Um, Okay, that looks, I mean, we can't move it. We don't have any transports. Perth is still in a garrison mode. Now we have this unit that's now built to a 5 of 10. He's going to get down the road as fast as he can. Get booking to Darwin. We're finally out of the desert. We're now just on some kind of deserty looking plains. All right. We've still got this unit at Melbourne. It is trying to build. We've got it in active. I'm going to keep it active. It's probably not the most efficient, but that's okay. We've got all of these guys lined up the way we want to. That's fine. We have our subs put in here, and they are now ready to go. And I may run these out as a wolf pack of sorts. Now, let's see how many ships it says we have over here. It says 3 ships in the area. Okay. It's hard to know what exactly that means. We don't have perfect intelligence there. Now look at this. We're still in Rabaul. Now that is going to starve out next time. Unfortunately, we have no transports to get it out. They're interdicting the port. This, is it from here? No, it couldn't be from there. It must be from here. He'd be making a mistake. It's two away. There's the port. So it's, one, two. It looks like three. Hmm. He must have some aircraft around here somewhere. He would make a big mistake if he let that get back into supply and get its. No, it did. Holy moly. Right. I thought he was three away. He's got to be within two to interdict the port. And now he's resupplied on Rabaul. Excellent. Now he's down to one strength, so it's not going to really matter. What do they have here? Four ships. We don't really know what that is. Um, okay. Hey, we had a sub come through the whirligig. Yes. Oh, before we look at that though, let's back up. Are there any Japanese subs out here on these convoy lines? Well, if there are, we certainly don't see them. So we've got destroyer, destroyer. They're protecting back there. This guy, the Japanese usually don't come, just pro tip, they don't really come down over here. I always move my guys a little further and guard in front of these three island chains because they can go right back there very easily for supply. So let's keep moving these guys down here. As a matter of fact, we'll move that guy there for one operation point. He's still got two turns supply. Okay, we'll move the next guy. The next guy, come on, guy. Well, let's see. What about this guy? He can move out here. Oh, okay. I got it. Let's move him down here in front of that island chain. Let's move him, kind of down here in front of French Polynesia. And we'll move this guy actually to about right here in front of the Marquesas Island. So we'll start our kind of destroyer lineup here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Close. We'll scoot him back next time. If we did do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that works. That looks good. Now then, I will say in this game, it's very hard to figure out what exactly to do with your submarines early in the game. They're not strong enough really to get in the Japanese convoy lanes. They're also not strong enough to protect out here at these islands because if the Japanese come down here with something, it usually involves a carrier. The minute the carrier spots the submarines, they can air attack it, right? So they can't really run an effective defense, but if you try to put them up in the convoy lines, once they attack a convoy, they become visible. And the Japanese have enough carriers and carrier movement that they can go attack those and kill them. Let's put this guy on raider mode. And let's set him right off Nomaya here, 3 hexes. So if somebody comes to attack Nomaya, it's probably going to be here or here. It could be any of these three, I guess. So we'll go out one, two more, and he's essentially within three of all of those. He's laying in wait. Now, nobody would know he's there except for us. Do not tell our opponent. We'll also take these two, we'll put it, they're already in raider mode, and we'll have them go sit with him. Now we've got 3 subs here. If by chance they come to try to take Nomaya, we're going to take a swing at them maybe. We'll see. And as you can see, because they're long range, that more long range sub, 887. All right. Um, Rockhampton, Townsville. This is all good. We got the air. You can see the arrow here, meaning it's on full support, meaning it will auto bomb thing, auto bomb things as they come across. Let's put that actually now on land units because that is going to be the first thing that starts to arrive here. If they bring anything else around here, we'll get something up there, or we'll change this to naval because that's far more important. You can see he's still at 7 of 20. And, we got him on priority, but it's not doing a whole lot of good. Yes, this American air unit is going to make it out to Darwin. I just am so relieved. All right. So he's going to, let's undo that for a second. Out of Macassar, how far can he go? Yeah, he can make it all the way out to here. Now he automatically kind of builds his own airfield if he's in a clear hex. Now he can't do that in mountainous or other types of hexes. Um, but he can land essentially in any clear hex. But we're just going to take him to Darwin. We're going to leave all of this off for now, mission only, meaning he will not go out and attack. But we did get a tactical bombing group out. That is one less that we'll have to build. We're going to bring that right around here and help try to support Moresby next turn. Okay, so he's out. He's out. Um, is there anything else we can move in the Philippines? I don't, there shouldn't be. But these guys are just hanging in there. The South Luzon force, they're very tough. He's got a transport ship here. I mean, shoot, we could almost try to run those submarines up here and hit his transport, but that's getting a little bold for early. These guys are holding on. They're holding on. I love it. They're causing all kinds of problems that allowed us to get that air unit out. This air unit we could try to get out, but why do that when we can go over here and airstrike? What is this? One ship. Okay. That's a transport. Let's hit that. Oh, gosh darn it. Come on. Let's get it this second time. Airstrike it. Oh, crap. Okay, well, it is what it is. I was really hoping we could knock that out. Uh, oh, we can go to active with him. The Dutch got a few points, so we did turn him to active. Again, I would have loved to get this unit out, but when this air unit, but when the Dutch concede, he goes away anyway. So, all right. This guy's still on the move. He's trying to stay alive. Singapore's trying to stay alive. We can't take it to active, though, unfortunately. I'm just moving him around. Again, this is a Dutch unit that will go away when they lose. I think if they lose Batavia and Singapore, well, no, it's not Singapore. It's just the Dutch East Indies. When they lose Batavia, that's it. That's gone. All right. We have a British ship out here on the old T-bone, as we call it in the business. He's just sitting here. He's going to help any escorts if he can, if the sub is within 12 of him on either side. Out here on Suva, we're trying to get this tactical group built up. I don't know why these guys will not repair. I've tried this over several games and they just won't repair no matter what you do. The unit on Suva's 7 of 10, that can sometimes, let's take that off. That can sometimes be a waste because if they interdict the port, they will starve away in 3 turns. And so it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. It's not a main supply source, and so eventually it's a port supply. You've got to somehow get the Japanese away from interdicting, but this player is not choosing to interdict Suva. So, okay. Same with Nomaya. You can start to waste point. He's only at 3 of 10 though, but you can start to waste points if you're building him up too much and then he starves out. Pago's on a 4. Tonga is on a 4. Okay, that all looks fine. Canton, wow, as a 2, yay, that's really exciting. Let's put him on priority and try to build him a little bit. We have nothing on Johnston. Midway is a 3, okay. Dutch Harbor, a 3, not great. We've still got him on Garrison. Oh, no, he's on active. Okay, that's good. We want him on active. That all looks fine. Let's go back down here. Now, you always have a decision to make as the allied player to move this air unit out or not. If he comes down here and interdicts Suva, you can't get him out. If the port is interdicted, you can't fly over the top for whatever reason. For that reason, I actually am going to bring him down here. He's just too important for protecting New Zealand. We've got him on priority repair. I like that. We've got him on mission only. He's not going to do anything crazy with the oil. Um, so that's good. We'll get him out. We're going to do something a little different depending on how this Japanese player continues to play. These guys can always go into these port supplies that are lit up in blue and get a supply recharge. Let's look at Pearl Harbor. What ships do they have in here? We've got a lot of destroyers. We don't need all of these in here, right? So let's take this one. I didn't pick that for any particular reason, and we'll put him here. All right, now this does use up oil, but if you can nab a sub this way, it's very, very inviting to do so. We don't really have someone here. I may take one more of these destroyer units. Um, there's four left. We've got three carriers. I think that's fine. Let's move him up here by San Francisco. Let's just put him there. All right. So now we've kind of got him spread here. We'll make him a little more in front of LA, San Diego. We got him spread a little bit, a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. I mean, that's 12, right? So we got it all covered, I think. That should work. That should work. Okay, so that's really Pearl. There's nothing we're going to do at Pearl Harbor for a little bit. We got the Maryland that's going to build. Looks like these are all looking fine now. We got the Air Superiority Group. We've got them at full support. Bombing Naval. That looks right. Um, the land units, nothing to do with them. On the West Coast, I don't really think there's much we have to do here. We will take the anti-air gun out of San Diego. Well, there's two, and I'll tell you why here next turn probably. We're going to keep them in LA though and San Francisco, but I may take it out of Seattle. So let's take those two out of Seattle and San Diego, and we're going to go move them out into the islands. All right. So that's the U.S. There is absolutely nothing else to do with United States forces. Okay. Let's go to the build queue. What's UK up to? It's up to 65. That does not give you an assault. Division. So really, there's just nothing we can do with the UK again. They're trying to bump up their forces. US got 207. All right, that works for me. Can we make an infantry corps small? We can. That's 144. We can almost make one large, but I like to do this in between one for whatever reason. We'll call this 10 corps. It's a 41 assault. Let's purchase that bad boy. All right. Next time around, every other turn you need to be building transports early on. We probably should have done it this turn. Let's cancel that actually. Now that I think of that, let's do 77th Division Assault. Let's purchase that. We've got 135 left. Let's go over to support. Let's do transports. Let's do some more transports. I got a little ahead of myself there, I think. Yep, they're going to do a transport, and now their stockpile's down to 35 for the U.S. But we've got transports that are going to deploy automatically, but we've got to build some. And usually two or three might be sufficient. You want to do it kind of, early on the first two, three, four turns for sure. UK, okay. China can't do anything yet. Um, Australia, not, I say not quite. It can't do anything yet. 78 for that. It's getting a lot from the U.S. and its production is, nice and high. We'll bump this up to a 23 for its reinforcements. Yeah, that's like half. That's what I'm looking for. Canada just sitting on their stockpile like Scrooge McDuck. Uh, Communist China, nothing you can really do there. They're cranking out 13. We've got 13. Um, Australia, I'm almost tempted to take that higher because they've already got a decent number of units on the board. Let's go 33 on that. The communists, they're cranking out 13. We're doing reinforcement upgrade for 13. Dutch East Indies, I don't know. Let's go to the moon with these guys. They're going to be gone soon. India, 28. It did 28 upkeep of the 31. We've got this already pretty high, but let's go even a little higher. Let's take it higher. They've only got let's do 41. How about that? 41. They've only got 8 in the stockpile. The UK is trying to get some in there, but they're using most everything for upkeep. 11 reinforcement upgrade. Okay, that all looks fine. They're using it all for that. I say they, New Zealand and the Philippines. I really want that air unit to upgrade. Come on, guys, let's do it. We got this. Uh, listen to me. I'm giving them a big, coach's speech. Let's go down to China. Now, they just let us take Xinjiang. I'm kind of surprised by that. They keep hitting here at Changsha. They're also, the Flying Tigers are trying to repair, but they're getting in scraps every damn turn. But that's okay. That's why we have them. So he's into Zhang. This unit or this unit. Let's see. He's 15 of 30. Wow, he's only 10 of 30. Ouch. We've got 8 of 15, 10 of 15. That's looking better. 10 of 15. All right, some of these are starting to build up a little bit. I put the strongest unit here. They would have to cross the river and attack that way. Over here, we have a similar strong unit. They would have to come across the river to come at Kunming. Not too worried about that now. Kind of surprised they're not coming after that a little stronger. Now, I'm really surprised they're just going to kind of give us free reign here. It's like they've moved out of here a little bit. I don't know if he's taken those elsewhere for other attacks or what exactly is going on. 15 of 30. If I sound confused, I am a little bit of exactly where he's heading here. Let's take him there and let's move this guy up the road. We may end up putting him there, but for now, let's do this. We'll just hold on to this. This looks like a good setup. We have to make sure they can't get behind us, but I don't think they can because we have the road there. We could, jump back over here very quickly. These guys, we've just got to get them built up. I mean, we need to take some of these that are not in danger and take them off priority so these guys in here get priority. Let's just make sure nobody here is on priority. That looks good. He's sitting on Hongshu, where we have a lot of grain production. So product. They do different pictures, but it's all production. This one's sitting on 15 and 30. Let's bump him. 15 and 30. He's already getting bumped. 7 and 15. He desperately needs it. As a matter of fact, let's trade places. Yeah, he's not dug in yet. He's not dug in yet. So let's trade places there. Nope. Is it control? Yeah, it's control. It's control. Yeah, let's trade places. There we go. So now we have a full another army there. He's only a 5 of 15. Let's actually get him out of here. Okay, let's redo this. He's 7. Well, maybe not. Let's do it this way. You trade places. You trade places. You trade. No, you can't trade places. All right. Now we've got our two stronger units on this side. We've got a 15 and 30 and a 15 and 30. Get dug in, my friend. This one needs to get dug in too. He's at a 15 and 30. Let's up him. Let's up him. Let's try to get all of these repairing as fast as we can. Our strong units here. We'll try to get this other two in here, and we'll drop these ones back and out of here. Okay. Um, 1 of 5. Do you need? Yeah, you desperately need it. My gosh, man. That looks awful. This guy's back here. That's fine. This looks good. He's kind of protecting. He's up in the hills. He could get down into the jungle, but I kind of like him there, especially with this unit moving up. We can get in these hills here, and this becomes almost impossible for him to get through. Famous last words, right? Let's move the cavalry up here a little bit, and we'll actually move him into the hills, or is he? Yeah, we'll move him there. Him there. Now we've got this nice front line. We've got cavalry behind them. We also have a command unit behind them. That all looks great. We're holding Cyan. We have a very strong army there. I kind of kind of wish maybe they were in town, but they're behind the river. They're going to be hard to move. He is now attempting to push through here, I guess, which okay, they're dug in. They're not. It is very hard to push this way as the Japanese. These two communist units are very strong. He's going to move down there. Even though he was doubly dug in, I'm just going to slow. If he wants to come into this honey trap, that's fine by me. I'm not going to stop him. He can come up into those mountains. He's never going to get to land. Well, I don't want to say never. He's most likely not going to get to land Chow. Now let's look at a big grand overview here. In China, we're fine. He would have to get to this road to get anywhere near land Chow. Here, this all looks good to me, and we've moved this communist unit down to kind of block this, pathway through here. That all looks good. This looks good. We could eventually get a unit up there. Maybe that's what we'll do with them. Although I really would rather be behind the river. Why not? I mean, why stand in front of the river? The only reason we're doing it here, that's Chongqing. We can't, you can't lose Chongqing. It's probably just about the most important place on the map for the Chinese. This all looks okay. We're going to continue to shuffle. This looks great. In India, we're going to try to get a full division out of here if we can. We shall see. They may shatter it here. They may come up here and get in between, but we're going to try to get him up. Up here, great. I mean, we're under no pressure up here. We could eventually drop him back, but for now, we'll hold Lido and we'll keep sending stuff over to China. That looks good. This is all getting it sorted out. It's just a matter of moving these, shuffling them around exactly where we want them. He's already starting to get dug in. It's possible we just leave him here and put the big 30 unit, like, I don't know, keep it there. Get the headquarters. We got the headquarters in. Move another 10 of 10, like maybe this 10 of 10 there or there. Looking good. Looking good, though. We got the air up here, full protection. Let's back this off. There was nothing to do in Colombo, nothing to do with these other ships. Australia is setting up nicely. I love the fact we got this air unit. We're getting this unit out to Darwin. We may move this air unit. Now, you can't double stack air units, but we can certainly put him there. Or, well, we'd have to build an airfield there. We need a clear hex, so maybe there. I don't know. We'll look at it. This all looks fine. We've got a couple of submarines sitting out here trying to be tricky. We got three of them. We'll see if that does any good. We may even run them up here for little missions like this. Now, of course, he's probably got carriers somewhere in the area. That gets very dangerous if we're within one operation point. Now, if he's more than 24 hexes away, he would have to move with one, then attack. It's not as dangerous. Or no, that's not right. If he's more than 24 hexes away, it would take both operation points to get close enough to us. If he's within 24 hexes, he can move with one operation point and attack with the other. Um, I think that's good, guys. I think that's good. I'm going to turn the turn over, and I'll see you next time. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this. This is a good playthrough. I think this player is going to stick with this, and we'll get to the end of it. And if not, you'll never see this because I'm not going to start posting until we get near the end. So anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. Have a good one. I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.